Hey, welcome back to Web Squadron, and I want to do something a little bit different. I want to create a page, and I'm going to use 6 panels, and I'm going to try doing something with the layout, and just see if I can make it look good. And I hope you like what I do, and there will be a screenshot, obviously, on the cover art of this video, and have a look at what we're going to do. So what I've done is in Canva, which is a fantastic place to go if you want to get stock images or create your own images. I've basically created about 6 or 7 images that look like this. It's basically just an image that sits within a frame. So if I delete that image, there's a frame. You drop your image into there and it fits it within the frame. I've then added in some pieces and a bit of grunge and just artwork basically going around it. So I'm just trying to create unique. All of the images are 400 by 250 pixels in width and height for a reason, because I want to show 6 of them in a particular layout. I have then compressed them using TinyPNG. There's tons of plugins, there's tons of websites out there. Go for the one that you have tried and tested and you're most comfortable with. I always go to TinyPNG or compressed JPEG, but it is entirely up to you what you go for. Okay, I've then uploaded those into WordPress, and now we're back into Elementor. So what I'm going to do initially is I'm just going to create a section with 3 columns, okay? And then in the background for section 1, I'm just going to change it to be a F3, which is just a light, very light grey colour there. Okay, in column 1, okay, I am going to add in some padding. So I'm going to say the padding is about, let's go for 40. All the way around, okay? Dead simple at the moment. And then I'm going to add in a header and maybe, well, I'm going to add in 2 headers and maybe some social sharing icons and then the image. Okay, right. So I will add in a header, center header, and I'm just going to say, look at this, okay? I have not put any thought into this design in terms of the wording, okay? And I know I always don't do this, but I'm just trying to get across a way of doing things, okay? So I'm just setting my typography and the styling. So I'm just going to say, look at this, okay? Nothing really massively fancy about this, right? And then I'm going to go over here to the background for the header, and I'm just going to say, give it a background color of, and it helps if I set this as a global setting. So site settings, global colors, and we'll go down to this one here, which says background, and I don't even know why I even had that color in the first place, and I've gone for FFB 341. Why? Because that was the color that was used in Canva over here for these boxes. So, you know, keeping it consistent. So let's just add that in. I've updated. We'll come out of that. We go back over here. We go to background, and I can now pick my color. Brilliant! And then I'm going to go to positioning, and I'm going to set the width to be custom. So it's now a bit of a custom width there. Great. And then I'm going to go over to my advanced tab again, and I'm just going to give a bit of padding to the top and bottom of that. So I'm going to say 2, and I'm going to say about 10, 2 for the bottom and about 10 for the right. That's fine. Okay. Now for the column, I'm going to set horizontal to be center. So what that is done now is just center that header, because I did a custom positioning. If I hadn't done that, it would have been centered anyway by just going into the header and using the content setting there. But because I did positioning, it moved it over to the left. So what you want to do is just use your column horizontal positioning just to put it back to where you want. Okay, nothing fancy there right now, is it? No, not at all. And you're probably thinking this is absolutely rubbish. Why are we even watching this video? Bear with me, okay? And by the way, I said I'm going to do this 6 times. I will fast forward. It will be a duplicate. I'm not going to do one at a time. You know, I'm not that evil. I wish I was sometimes. Right, okay. And we're just going to increase this font to be about, say, 40. And again, we'll do about 800 or 900 there. And we'll just change the content and we'll just put something like, how about we say fitness? Okay. And we'll just give this an uppercase as well, like so. Go back to content tab, just stick it in the middle. Okay, again, look, go for what you think really works or is like is getting you excited or whatever. I mean, I actually think that's a rubbish font, so I'm going to go for Londrina. Londrina Solid. There we go. One of my favourites, that is, actually. And I'm just going to change the spacing of the lettering, etc. like that. Okay, fine. And I'm just going to give it a bit of breath, breathing space on the top. There we go. So look at this, fitness. Okay, cool. I'm then going to add in some social sharing icons just below. So I'm just going to put social, like so. Add some icons in below. We're going to have them as a circular rounded. They're going to be in the center. We will have 5. And I'm just going to duplicate some of these for now. Let me just hit update. By the way, whenever you do this, if sometimes, you know, you click and you can't see it on the screen, sometimes you got to either hit update, come out of the page, go back in the page, or just hit return at the top and let it reload the page for you. It's sometimes just a bit of a delay, you know, caching and all of that. So look, bear with me. I know we've got 3 YouTubes, but pretend it's LinkedIn and Insta, okay? Okay, fine, you've got me. I'll do it, okay? You're sitting there all saying you're lazy so-and-so. Just do it, fine. I will do it. I'm doing it now, okay? You know, you're so forceful, some of you are out there. You know, you really, you know, make me upset. Okay, cool, right. Okay, cool. We got 5 icons now. Brilliant. Right, and I'm going to go to the style now. I don't want the official color. I want a custom color. And I'm going to say that I want the secondary color to be the gray color. And I want the primary color to be... No, I want the primary color to be gray. And I want the secondary color to be a dark black color like that. Okay, cool. That looks pretty simple. And I'm now just going to actually get rid of some of the... a little bit of the gap there and just bring them up closer. Right, now we can add in our image. So we're going to drop the image in there. And I'm going to pick... I'm really not fussed about which order I pick these in, because I'm just trying to get across to you what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to pick this image here of some people doing their weights, like so. And because the image I brought over doesn't have a transparent background, what I've now got to do is if I go over to my column, I'm just going to set the background for this, the styling. There we go. I'm going to set it to be a white color. Okay, so now it's a white color. Oh, sorry, I did something slightly wrong here. So I've got my padding as 40, 40, 40 going in within, but then I want my margin to also be 40, 40 like that. And I'm now just going to reduce the padding that I had here as well. So now we've got, that's a little bit better there. Okay, and I'm then going to go back over to my style, and I'm going to give this a border. It's not going to be a hard border, so I'm not going to say, you know, solid like that and say, you know, here, give me a solid border like that. I'm not doing that. What I'm going to do is use a shadow effect. So I'm going to just slightly drop the transparency a little bit. And then I'm going to increase the vertical and increase the height by about 3 pixels. So what I'm doing is when I do the horizontal, it's to the right. When I increase the vertical, it goes down. If you go negative, the vertical would be up. And if you did a negative for the horizontal, it would go to the left. Play around with it and you'll get the style you want. So what we have now is a very, very basic looking shape. Well, a box there. I'm now just going to duplicate that and duplicate it again. Let's get rid of this one here, the empty one and the empty one. And the reason why I did 3 straight away is so I could see how is it going to look when I've got them all. If you just have one section and you make it look perfect and then you duplicate, then you might suddenly realize actually the spacing wasn't exactly what I wanted. And in fact, I've now just realized that I've done it wrong here. So I need to have that as a white. There we go. So copy and we'll just paste style. Yeah, great feature. Just, you know, move around and do what you want. Okay, so that at the moment is kind of got my look at the moment. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in another section, but this section is going to be 2 columns. There we go. And I'm going to make the background of this the same grey colour. So my F3. And now in here, in say column 1, I'm going to add in a background, which is going to be my goldy yellow colour, like so. And then I'm going to just mess around with the padding of this, or the margins even. So I'm going to say the margin for this is about, let's go for 100 and 100. Now at the moment it's not really doing much, and this is where I might just need to stick in a spacer, like so. So bear that in mind when you sometimes mess around with your columns, your margins, it doesn't change, and you sit there going, well, is there a bug, is there a glitch? It's not until you add some content in, but it's going to actually do something. So just remember that, okay? And that's why I'm adding in a spacer. There's always going to be people out there that say, do not use spacers, but I'm only using it for this bit here. So, you know, I apologize for everyone out there that doesn't like using them. I don't really mind them as long as you don't overdo it. So there you go, I've added in a spacer. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start to mess around with the layout a little bit. I'm just going to go back over here to section 1. And if you remember, for all of the columns, I did have some margin and padding. Well, the padding we're going to leave, but the margin has got 40 at the bottom. I just need to get rid of that. Okay, so it's a bit more flatter at the bottom there, like that at the moment. So as soon as I've done that, can you see now we've got this extra bit of space at the bottom, which now makes the boxes look completely disorganized. While you're in the section, go to layout, go to height, set it as minimum height, and I am just going to set it as a 0, okay? I'm now just going to have to just mess around and just make sure that I have got the same settings in here. So I'm just going to copy column 1 and just paste style over column 2 and paste the style over column 3. And by doing that, we still have the 40 on the left and right, 40 at the top in terms of the margin. Let me just show you again. If I click on column 1, but we have 0 pixels, extra space, whatever, where it starts from at the bottom. Okay, good so far. Okay, what we're now going to do is move section 2 up to slightly go over section 1. But when I say go over, I actually want the items, the columns, to be in front of that column, the gold column. But let me first show you the problem we're going to come across. If I pick up section 2 and I start to go to say a -50, it has now gone up and it's now in front of, the entire section is now in front of our content. Not great. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the column for, well, the column for column 1, column 1 in section 1, okay? I'm then going to go to the advanced tab. I'm going to go to Z index and I'm going to put 50. Can you see what it's done? It's instantly gone in front. I mean, you don't have to do 50, you could have just put 1 in. Because at the moment, we haven't set a number in for section 2. If I was to call section 2, say 20 or 30, I need to make sure whatever I give for the column I want to be in front, a higher number. I mean, I'm just going to put here for now 50. I'm going to go to column 2, because that is also hidden away a little bit. And I'm also going to say 50 there. I'm going to go to column 3, advanced, Z index, and I'm going to say 50. I'm then going to go back over to my section 2. Helps if you use the navigator, by the way, you know, down here, just so you know. And maybe you do want to rename them. So I'm just going to call this gold section, like so. And right now it's a bit too high, so let's just decrease where it is. So roughly about there-ish. Okay, so what I've now got is 3 columns. Okay, let me just get rid of that. With nice shadowy borders, whatever, and they're now just over that little background. I might as well just change these images as well, just to add a bit of variation in here, because that's the whole point I did it. Can't you see, look, I even made the images and the layout of the gold boxes in the images all a little bit different as well. The amount of time I put into this just for you. Okay, what I then do is, once we've done that, is I'm now going to copy that section for section 1 and I'm going to drop it below here. Okay, like so. So what we then get is this, when I show you here, we get this bit of an effect now where we've got like this yellow bar and 3 images above, and then we got the next ones below. And by the way, you probably are going to, you know, change all of these, you know, to say, you know, whatever it is you want to say, kind of thing, you know, press ups, you know, whatever, aerobics, you know, whatever your titles are. And it might be that you have particular social sharing icons per department. Again, I'm just being a bit crazy here, but you're going to know better. Okay, so once we've done that, this is the point now where I will go back into column 1 for section 3. And I will now change the layout. So I now get rid of the 40 there, and I will now put a 40 back at the bottom. Can you see that? It's now pushed it to the top. So I now copy that, and I will paste the style. Paste style, paste style. There we go. So now we got that effect going on there. And if I want, I could do a similar effect now. So let's say, I mean, look, I'm just trying to get across what I'm doing here, okay? If I want, I could now copy this again, paste it below, and I could copy a section. Where's the gold section? There's the gold section. Copy that. And if I go over here and paste there, okay, I could pick up. It's not working for me. There you go. I could go to gold section and I could swap the two columns over, like so. And then once I've done that, I could now take that one up as well. So if we go to, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera because I'm just trying to focus on what I'm doing here. And what I could now do is make sure I've got the right section. There we go. I could now increase the height of that, and look, look, it's going behind, like so. And now when I look at this page, okay, I now have this kind of very, very unique style going on here. So I've got these 9 boxes, obviously change your images and everything like that. And I've got these like boxes sat behind, and you might want to change it. So, you know, I mean, this isn't the greatest the way I've done it. I'm not trying to say this is the greatest design by any means. But if I go to column 1 over here, for the top one that we had, no, where am I? I'm in the wrong one. Where am I? I'm in the wrong one, aren't I? I want to be there. There we go. We got the spacer. I'm just going to increase the spacer for that, like so. And then what I might now do is like take this section. And if I go to the tab here, I'm now going to increase this to the top like so. But then what I've got to do is, again, just modify the Z index, etc., etc., to kind of bring that in front. So you're kind of going to be doing the same thing as what you did at the top there. I mean, I just wanted to get across a different style and a different way of presenting. You know, I'm not trying to be lazy here. Let me just put these away as well. You know, let me pick a different image. There we go. It's just a bit of a funkier way of like getting across icons and boxes and layouts. I hope you found that useful. I hope you liked it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of hatred for this video, but hey, look, hope you like it. Subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.